All right, what do you think we're gonna do with this beauty today? How much aluminum do you think we can get out of this? I don't know. Let's check and see. All right, so what I'm gonna do is tear this down. I'm gonna start with a lot of the body panels, try to get them off. Just get them out of the way, scrap them out, and then gonna break it down. Obviously the motor I wanna take off. The casting should be aluminum on it, so we'll tear that down, melt it. But we're gonna see what else is on it. I think the rear end might be the casting might be aluminum, but let's see what aluminum copper we can get out of it. The metal will get out of the way, and then we'll actually do a melt. See what we can do. All right, let's get to it.
So the first thing I'm trying to do here is actually get the body panels off. They're steel. I'll throw those in a pile and then scrap those out later, but just trying to get them out of the way so it's easier to get to anything that we think we can melt. And if I knew what exactly on here was either copper or aluminum, I could just focus on taking that off, but I wasn't real sure. And on top of that, again, I'm tearing it completely down so we can actually minimize the space used with the steel as well. So it takes a little bit, hopefully patient, hopefully enjoying it, and we'll get to finishing tearing it down and then melt everything we can. Yeah, after working out here for a little bit, the wife and dog came to visit. This is our English Mastiff, Theodore, just enjoying a little time with Dad in the garage. So we'll get back to it.
All right, I'm back. It's the next day. Camera died, so you didn't get to see all the tear down. Basically, you should have gotten to see me get the motor undone. I've got the rear end undone. We'll pull that up here after we work on the motor. Already taken part of the head off. This is aluminum. I'll take the spark plug out. We'll be able to actually melt this down. And I will cut these a little smaller, but some of this, and I've torn motors apart in the past. It's actually difficult to get the parts off, so I actually might put it on top of the furnace and melt it that way. It'll drip down inside, we'll see. But let's go ahead and take this part. And also, you know, I try to show you fast forward through us tearing it down, but let me know in the comments. Do you like seeing the tear downs? Do you like seeing just the melts? I'm just trying to see what you guys like, to see what we want to do. I got to tear it down anyways, so I'll show you that. But if you're not interested, let me know. All right, let's get to unbolting this, tearing it apart, and seeing what we can do.
As I take the motor apart, I'm going to take as much as I can off of it, but the cylinder inside, and I'll mention this a little later, is steel. There's a few different pieces in there that I struggle to get off. So I'll actually melt the block using the top of the furnace as it comes out, so it actually will drip down inside. You'll get to see some of that, but so I'm taking as much apart as I can, and then I will save the rest of it for melting on top of the furnace. We'll see how it goes.
All right, so we've got a good amount of steel still in here, but I've got a lot out, everything unscrewed. The main problem I'm having is the piston. I mean, it's actually stuck on the end. I'm not able to unbolt it. If I can get that out, then I can get this piece out. So we might try with the grinder a little bit later, but let me get this out of the way. I'll actually get the rear end up here. We'll tear the rear end apart, and then we'll get to melting. All right. All right, so as I was putting the motor away, I actually found, when I told you I was trying to get the ends off the piston, the rod, and normally it's just 2 bolts, you unbolt it. They actually had a metal piece in there and bent it around the nut bolts, the head, so you couldn't put a wrench on it. I found that, I beat it out. So I actually got part of that again taken apart. So we'll tear this apart. This is aluminum here. We'll get this aluminum out of it. We'll set up to cut some of it up so it's a little smaller pieces. Some I'm actually going to put on top of the forge to melt. And then we'll go from there. All right, so let's quickly tear this apart and then we'll get to melting. So I'm not going to bore you with everything, but inside here is a lot of old grease. So I'm not going to do the melt today. I could put that in the furnace and it would burn it up and a lot of smoke and just not what we want. So I actually soak these overnight. Tomorrow we'll cut them up and we'll actually do the melt. For me, it's overnight. For you, it's just seconds. Let's go. All right, I'm back. So we took a little time to tear down that riding lawnmower that you saw. If you like the tear downs, let me know. Leave it in the comments. I fast forward through a lot of parts because when I tear something like that down, the scrap metal I'm tearing down as small as I can. I got a storage, I put it in a storage area, and then when I get a full load, I'll take it to the scrap yard. But I try to consolidate as much as I can so I'm not making multiple trips. So I took a little extra time to tear it down more than what I needed to for the melt. So it's dual purpose is why I was doing that. You can see, and I showed you some of the cutting the parts and pieces. Here's the motor itself, part of it. Some of the parts I cut up already. The rear end, some of the parts I've already cut up is in here. The motor I didn't completely tear apart. There's some different components inside here. The piston wall itself is steel. So I'll actually melt this on top of the furnace. You'll see this on top of the furnace quite a bit. So I can try to get that steel out. And I'll actually use the large crucible so the aluminum melts, it'll drip down inside the furnace in the crucible and fill that as well. So you'll see me put parts in it, we'll be melting, we'll melt on top, I pull that off, we'll do a pour and then we'll go from there. From a pour standpoint, I'm using these bread pans. Only reason is just trying to see this year how many we can make, how much weight. From the last pour, if you didn't watch the video, go back and watch it. We ended up with over 42 pounds, 42.8 I believe, pounds of aluminum. So we're just gonna add to it with this here. We'll see how much this comes up with and we'll go from there. So let me get everything out of the way and we'll start doing a melt. All right, let's get to it.
Here, as I normally do, start the furnace up ahead of time. I do have a crucible inside with some aluminum in it, but I put the engine block on top so it start to melt some of it. And then I'll show you a close-up of just melting the aluminum down inside where it'll fall inside the crucible, so it just adds to that area. So we'll go ahead and melt this and then look and see how much we have. See, there's still a little grease on here. And that's what's burning off right now. But it actually, as I put the pieces in, they're melting pretty quick because I've got a puddle of molten aluminum in the bottom. So when you put it in, it really helps it melt. See, that's pushing all the way in. Put a few more pieces in. That'll be good. Okay.
Get this going again.
Here I'm just stirring up the aluminum, and then I'll put pieces in. I push it down in because I have the molted aluminum at the bottom. It actually melts quick, as I've mentioned before, so I just push it down in. The black smoke, there is some oil, grease on the parts. I cleaned most of it out, but there is some still on it. So go ahead and let it melt. Just keep going, get more and more. So as I pour, this is a new pan, so you can see the flames on the side. It's just the coating that's burning off the pan. And if you look at the outside of the pan, the redness of it, it's real thin pans, so it does heat up quite a bit. So we'll just let that cool. And then the coating actually sticks to the aluminum, so I'll have to clean the aluminum up later. Not a big deal, but we'll get this going and just keep making pours.
All right. We got 3 large ones, 2 smaller ones, well, 1.5, let's say. And we'll let these cool, clean them up, and let's see how the final tally comes out. All right. All right, everybody, we're back, finished, finally. Takes a few days for me to do things. I had the lawnmower, we got it in, tore it apart. As mentioned, showed you a lot of that. Again, let me know what you like. If you like seeing the tear downs, you like seeing the pours. Even when I clean these up, I use just a wire wheel to clean these up. I don't polish them, because this isn't the final stage it's going to be in. I might use these and pour something in the future, so I don't spend a lot of time polishing them. I just want to get the outer dust coating off of them. The black you see on it is basically the pans. I'm using muffin pans. I do have other graphite molds that I can use. I have some cast molds I can use. I use the muffin pans. They're the largest I've seen. I haven't got a large mold like this other than that. So, and it's easy to store, just melt into this when I'm doing this amount. This pour, we got 20 pounds out of this. 3 large ones, a smaller one, and then a medium small one. But you know, I was scrapping the lawnmower out anyways as an opportunity just to see what we could get out of it. So 20 pounds of aluminum out of it wasn't too bad. Enjoyed doing it. It was tough doing a motor block that had metal steel inside of it, just because I had melted on top. So it took a little time. I didn't show you all of that. But hope you enjoyed it. We're going to continue melting things, see what we can do with it. If you have any ideas, suggestions for different things to melt, let me know. We can give it a try. But thanks for watching. I hope you continue enjoying us. Subscribe if you haven't. Our dream, our purpose. All right. Thank you, guys.